Hi, I'm Cassie, and I would like to begin by sending blessings to everybody on the planet. This video is about the negative alien agenda and DNA synthesis. Our instinctual mind, the emotional elemental body, is shifting from carbon-based atoms to higher-based elementals through higher frequency activation and planetary magnetic shifts. We may connect the dots in our own body's spiritual progression related to its personal alchemical processes. With the Sophianic body correction underway, the alchemical transformation of our consciousness evolution has come to merge with the greater scientific understanding of DNA synthesis. DNA synthesis has the same meaning as DNA activation, which plays an important and direct role in spiritual ascension. Our mother is returning the record of mitochondrial DNA through current magnetic shifts, which reinstate our blood, brain, and neurological system blueprints to higher functioning, to bond with the DNA of our true origins. Our original human genetic imprint was designed to manifest 12 strings of DNA, which would allow for interdimensional travel and existence without deterioration of the biological form. It must be repaired, built, or activated. And the original angelic human 12-strand DNA is called the diamond sun DNA. All DNA and RNA function upon the gender principle of base pairs that hydrogen bond together. Base pairs must bond in the sequence of which allows DNA and RNA to communicate as per the original design of our 12-strand DNA, the diamond sun body, and as well as to allow the RNA to produce the functioning proteins that continue to build rungs that synthesize and correct the double helix of DNA. Our human DNA has been tampered with through mutation of the base pairs and reverse bonding the pairs, or inserting, editing sequences through engineered organisms such as a virus. This base pair tampering relates to the gender-splitting technology of the Nephilim reversal grids, which impacts all male and female language and their relationships. DNA copies are created by the pairing of nucleic acid subunits to the male-female base pair present on each strand of the original DNA molecule, and this pairing always occurs in specific combinations. And the reverse base pairing of DNA, as well as many levels of genetic modification and genetic control, contribute to the suppression of DNA synthesis. This is the intentional suppression of DNA activation of the 12-strand original design, the silicate matrix, which is assembled and built by proteins. And this genetic suppression has been aggressive since the Atlantean cataclysm. And so this is directly related to the suppression of hierogamic union, which is achieved by proper DNA base pairing, which can build and assemble the proteins to unscramble DNA fire ladders. The hierogamos is the wedded garment of God, wearing the white robes of the One. Hieros gamos refers to the risen Christos, Sophia, as the embodiment of the inner hierogamic union between the human being and the divine. Many of us are at different stages of the ascension process, yet at every level, with a sincere heart and conscious participation, we can access exactly what we require. The first suggestion is to meditate upon the 12-tree grid with intention to move through each personal sphere, knowing this is one's direct connection to each of the stargates of the earth and aspects of identity. Focusing on each sphere, starting at the first level, ask to know your main tribal identity within the 12 tribes and to receive the genetic time codes that main tribal identity requires. There are 12 tribes which make up the entirety of the collective human gene pool on this planet, and each of the 12 tribes are genetically key-coded to the demographic planetary gates locations and to that planetary dimensional sphere and its ley lines networks. And when we incarnate onto the planet, we have a genetic time code in our DNA related to the planetary gates dimensional system that is part of our own human tribal identity. And this identity has had many different lifetimes and participated with the evolution cycles of the root races. All 12 genetic components of the 12 tribes hold one strand of DNA code for the crystal gene or silicate matrix. Through the individual and planetary spiritual ascension process of root race evolution cycles, the integration and healing of all 12 levels of coding through its genetic components potentially unite, and when these forces of polarity are integrated and synthesized, the embodiment of the original 12-strand DNA of the diamond sun body is available to the planet and humanity. The negative alien agenda uses various methods to stop this through their war against human and Christos consciousness. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this video.